I've just published a load of personal information on this, the transparency page on my website, which I've just updated. Now, I'm a local city councillor, so I don't exactly have a huge amount of power, but it's important for any politicians, I think, that you can see their private interests to ensure that when it comes to their public duties, they're acting honestly. Now, obviously, you have to declare some stuff by law, things like donations over €600, land you own, your jobs, if you have a lot of shares or directorships or gifts or whatever. And it's actually a pretty good system in Ireland, but I like to go a bit further. There's a bunch of stuff here which sets out things like my exact salary. I earn just under €32,000 a year basic salary, plus about €6,000 in set expenses. It sets out other incomes and employment I've had over the years. I'm a full-time councillor now and have been for a few years. It sets out the kinds of expenses I've used, the kinds I've never used, like travelling for conferences. It sets out assets or land I have, which is basically the house I live in with the mortgage and nothing else. It sets out that I don't have any shares or directorships, all the committees I'm on, the clubs I'm in, the trade union I'm a member of. I've also given a breakdown of how much I spent the 2 times I ran for election, which was between €6,000 and €7,000 each time. I've also set out how I fundraised for that, which raised a little over £6,000 each time, mainly through GoFundMe. I also set out my tedious no gifts policy, where I don't accept the occasional things that people offer councillors, which are mostly harmless in fairness. There have been 2 exceptions or slip-ups on my part, which I include there, which was a cup of coffee. A shop owner who I had a row about bike lane with gave me a cup of coffee, and I also got a small knitted keychain from a community group, so apologies. The page also links you to a site called lobbying.ie, which is run by the state, where you can see anyone who's registered their lobbying with me. And there's specific organisations or people who qualify and have to register. Now, to be honest, for what it's worth, I have worked in Irish politics at a national, local and European-ish level for a long time. I haven't seen much dodgy dealing or what I would regard as corruption. There seems to be a sense that politicians are often kind of giving out contracts or messing with procurement, and I haven't seen that. And in many ways, I think it would be quite difficult for politicians to do it. But I think that if you want to avoid that perception, if you want to avoid distrust, transparency is a really good way to do it. So you can see what I've set out on pidgeon.ie/transparency. Let me know if there's anything that you think I should include that I haven't included. But yeah, take a look.